Yeah, so like that's one I saw there that I use like pretty religiously. But yeah, there aren't a lot of I mean, Discord bots are like the gaming tools.
It's like, right, dude. And then cool people make open source tools and then they put it on that crazy internet. And then people go and like branch off and make even cooler tools and then they share them with each other. And God, I don't know if you guys are super into the like the crypto and the decentralization kind of
Pretty
evolution
yeah.
that's happening, around us and has been for like 10 years. And but it's just like the beginning of like of a new way that humans are going to do civilization, and no one is
Oh,
appreciating that we're at the tip of the friggin' spear, like, and that we're the
Web
tip of the
yeah,
whatever.
Web 3.
Oh
Web
yeah,
3 is
right,
gonna
yeah.
Web 3, which is like essentially I guess crypto is built into it, but it's more decentralized blockchain and like
Exactly.
actually using blockchain for what it can be used for. But like so like what we're building essentially something similar to like a Battlefield or Smash GG, but we're going to be integrating with like Coinbase and Binance so that people can run crypto based and NFT based prize tournaments. Um,
Dude, that's
because
awesome.
you see like TSMFTX, was it Fnatic and Crypto.com or Binance? You see a lot of these major deals, but like I have not seen a crypto tournament hosted by any of these people yet, which
Well,
I think would be like a massive opportunity.
yes, and I guarantee you that there are happening. If anything, they're happening underground, which is good, because that's where you want the muggle. I think we were talking about is like the muggle market, bro. It's like what's out there that most people don't know or see. I know a lot of people behind the scenes that are using this stuff, and a lot of them are actually tied to like there's a huge high school um like craze right now, and so there's a lot like the kids at the University of Illinois are making some interesting like crypto stuff, and just the way that it hooks into gaming and how the community uses it to like run the community itself is going to be the most interesting thing. So whatever you're making in terms of a tool, that's freaking awesome. Keep building it because like we need more innovators
Yeah,
that are
because
using
we're
the
we're looking
decentralized.
at a launch sometime around August, September, um, for like beta testing and whatnot. Because like we also run some collegiate stuff and some high school stuff and random local third party events and whatnot. So like we did like a smash tournament for the U.S. Boxing Federation promoters at a boxing match, and that was pretty interesting. Um,
That's fun. I like that.
so some stuff like that. But no, I'm a huge fan of this convergence of blockchain and gaming.
Right.
I think some real cool stuff could happen. Um, some really cool stuff.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you nailed it with just that the buzz acronym NFT, baby. Like, dude, you turned game clips, highlights, and like the thing that always really complicated stuff when it came to organizing these things and actually making it feel like it was worth something is because we couldn't build stuff that like even game battles and a couple other companies as like that try to have money
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah, they use their coins to yeah.
Right, and they tried to like some of them even made their own
It
in-game.
worked. It worked for a while, but at the end of the
People
day,
didn't love it.
it's like what the fuck are we
People didn't love
buying?
it. But if you
What are
made
we paying for right now, you know?
right, exactly, and but, like if it, like we can generate the digital the signature, the token, the trophy, the prize from the games themselves, like the actual act of like the games, like the NFL, like the highlights from that particular that become the Hall of Fame like highlight that describes that person. That is going to be a valid NFT. And they could be giving out like trading cards where they give out a couple million, but blah blah blah. And then it's like learning how people are using the data on the other end for the metaverse is the
Well,
cool
that's
part as
another
well.
interesting play because like a lot of people, you have your group of people who want a Web3 metaverse, which is a completely decentralized metaverse. So there will be a massive lack of data to help innovate on. Like, you know what I mean? So
I
like
do.
with everyone owning their own data, whoever's building those things, like there just has to be a new way for data to not just
Well,
well,
I
well
like
not
playing the
move, but
game.
like accessibility stuff. Like me, like I am all for somebody using my data to make my life more convenient. Like if it's free.
Yeah.
Like for up to a certain point, but
Are you interested in them
I
using your
mean,
data to kind of create, to create like simulations? Like if your decision matrix is actually pretty valuable, or even just the fact that you're a human and you can
oh yeah.
validate captchas is valid. So,
Oh yeah.
it's more, are you willing to like what parts of your creative, what parts of your soul are you willing to put into time that converts into some sort of energy. Now, it's interesting for the past couple of hundred years, we've had, civilization that has had wages and an interesting way of moving this money, this value, not money, but value around, and choosing that the money be U.S. dollars and then other currencies, and then cool stuff has happened since then. And now there's just like this new opportunity to create our own little mini verses, which I think is really fun. Like each game has its own currency, and that all makes sense. Like,
Yeah,
but
each game is its own economy as a
Right.
whole.
But like now we've got the opportunity to have weapons that have like a signature that can transition across games and stay in it just retains such incredible value. Like my Destiny weapons, dude, I'm gonna have them literally forever. Like, that they might out
Yeah,
actually live my human body, dude.
all
Like if
sitting in the fucking vault.
I'm sitting in the vault, but like what if like
Useless as fuck every
not
season.
useless, but no, no, no. What if not? What if like eventually when you retire that account, like or some just or look at the human aspect of it. I could literally just get super old one day and give it to my great grandkid, and my one great grandkid becomes like all of a sudden he's.
I
He,
mean, you haven't. It'd be interesting though, like kind of where you were going. Like, what if a game publisher or a game developer built multiple games with one profile in the
they're
middle?
they're
So,
doing
like,
that,
if you're
right?
it,
Like
yeah,
like Blizzard.
some are,
Like Blizzard, you got these characters. I play D.Va in Overwatch. I play D.Va in Heroes of the
dude.
Storm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like,
The
true,
skins.
true.
Now you, but
But
you,
what if
what
it
you're
was
talking about is like
not just skins? Like skins, I think skins could definitely transition into being NFTs.
yes, or
It kind of
cosmetics, whatever
fits.
the highest. Yeah, let's just use that highest term, right? Because you're right. Because a weapon is definitely different than a painting. But like, there might be a painting that hangs up in my digital like VR house. My pen, you know what I'm saying? That like that's where I see a lot of this value coming in is art because it's really where most of the value is in human world right now. It's kind of just where the humans embezzle it. Not gonna lie, but it's they
Yeah,
do it in a
the
they do it in a
tax,
creative way. No, no,
the
forget the
tax, the tax,
taxes.
the tax evasion market. I
It's
mean,
not that. No, 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 no. That's the dark
dude,
side of it. It's true,
it is,
but
but you
I'm
can
just
do it with
saying
NFTs as
you can
well. And I
decide
think
the
a lot of
value.
people will do that. Yeah, because like if
That's
you
the
have,
right, right.
dude, you buy 10 NFTs. We'll say you make NFTs. I buy 9 James Fury NFTs for 1,000 bucks each,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and then I get that 10th one for 40 million. Well, now I have nine other speculative $40 million NFTs because of the creator value, and then you
Totally,
just donate them to an NFT museum,
totally. And
and then you don't pay taxes for like 10 years.
dude, they literally have it built into the to blockchain to if you don't do that, like if you sell, like if I sell you one of my ground pound like highlights and then you sold it to somebody else and you made a profit or whatever, you'd obviously want to make a profit because like value changes as the James Fury brand grows, those highlights, those trading cards, whatever they become, are far, far, far more worth it. Now, what's cool is I sold it to you for 1,000 bucks, and then you turn around and sell it for $10,000. They have it built into the blockchain. I forget. My cousin told me it was some. It might be the Ethereum part. It might just be that what's like the layer two solutions that are out now, which is because that's kind
Or
of
some of
like
the side chains to help make.
not yeah. They're like um they're applications. It's like the internet. It's the blockchain itself, the Ethereum blockchain itself, is
Yeah.
like the 3.0 canvas, right? And then on top of that, they use the technology and like the information and the data magic to like give these tools that they create life or a purpose, So, anyways, they have it built in so that when you sell it for 10 grand, I still make money off of it. Like the royalties are built in and they're built in a very fair way and that it continues to go on so that if that guy goes and then sells from $10,000, 5 years later, if that same trading card's worth $100,000, he sells that, and then both you make money and I make money. It's this weird little waterfall effect. But because
It is, but I think for that, there'll have to be like a mass purging of certain types of content because like under like the free use acts and all that stuff, like man, clips are so small. So you see like all kinds of marketing companies like, and I'll see a lot of gaming ads like using random like people's clips like but the battlefield clip is probably one of the most famous
dude,
clips when he's
totally.
jumping out of the. So like, man, dude, I've seen that on so many ads just because it's on probably 75 TikTok channels, 150 Reels channels, a bunch of Facebook group channels. You know what I mean? So it's
Yes,
like,
in the real world though, when your content
yeah,
starts getting used for other people's advertising, you did it wrong. Like that's how like you can build the
oh for
royalties.
sure.
Well, they'll
You list
never.
that stuff on like Adobe stock. Like I think leasing
Yeah,
content
or no,
or
you
like
wait. It's about the
royalty, like
building of the brand. You
that
want
too. Yeah.
your James Fury. I agree with you, and that's the way that the sad world is now. I'm
Hmm.
saying that we have the opportunity to put the value into these art things
Oh,
that
for
will
sure.
indeed grow. So it's just like it's winning. It's reinforcing that you guys are onto the right, onto the right path of building an app or building a platform that's going to bring more gamers together, or just doing this freaking podcast. This is awesome, guys. I hope we're on
Yeah.
point. I just kind of assume we just start talking and get into
Oh
a
no,
groove.
we've got a whole list of stuff. We haven't even
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all good. No worries. I'm still trying to get Tucker and the Knight into here.
Tucker
Uh,
below an audience.
Are they having?
Yeah.
Oh, invite to speak. Tucker, right click on your face and then hit become speaker.
Just text Nighty and tell him Icy said to stop being a slacker or I'll teabag him in the next beach land. He'll get in here.
That's hilarious.
Man, speaking of beach lands, you need to reach out to the director of tourism and recreation at Myrtle Beach. They just did a big old feasibility study, and some of their resorts want to get into esports.
Oh,
Johnny,
Just send me some details. I know I'm working with 2 casinos out here in Oklahoma right now.
okay, bet. Yeah, these are like
mm,
beachside resorts, so they'll definitely. I don't know how you want to do it, but if you're trying to do a beach land in the sand or a beach land at the beach.
like your big dreams. There's a will. There's a way. I
Well, I
think.
could tell you this: if you're going to do it on the beach, you have to pretty much do it in tent, so there's no tent glare or sun glare that comes on you. And
Or
also, you got to make sure your equipment can, of course, handle said heat areas and stuff like
right.
that.
Yeah.
And then electric. There's a lot of factors for out on the sandy between the cheek stuff.
Yeah.
I'll be
Well,
right. I'll be right back, gentlemen.
all right.
No worries. Matt, Tucker says he requested to be a speaker. Did you get anything on that side?
I I sent invite to speak.
Got it. It should be the top middle in like your Discord. It should be like say you've been invited to speak or something, Tucker. Who else is listening? Matt, is Knight here?
I haven't started this stage yet. So I think when I started, everyone will get a
An invite or something?
yes.
Got it. Sounds like a plan.
Are there? Dude, hold on. Sorry about that. Well, are you wanting to MC or run through this?
Yeah. If we can get at least Tucker in there. Oh no, where Night is Spirit off to? It says he's online still, but yo, Tucker. Let's see.
He's restarting Discord.
Who is
Yeah, I
Tucker?
wonder.
Oh yes, definitely.
I'm on episode 5.
Oh damn, you're slacking, Matt. Come on, bro. Doesn't show who's listening. Is there a way to check that? Oh.
Dude, it says
No luck on Tucker's side yet. Oh, did we just have somebody here?
that was Indy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cody's
That was
here.
me. I was making
Nice.
sure that you could have more than 4 people.
Dude, I am literally in Discord's FAQs looking at that exact question, and you can have up to 1,000.
Well, up to 1,000 people. Why wouldn't you just?
It should have you've been invited to speak. Yeah. He should get a little bar at the top when you've been invited. Is Nebs speaking? Wolf?
Nah, he's just my brother. He's just gonna be tuning in. Let's see what we got. Alright, give me one sec. I'm gonna help Tucker out real quick.
Oh, all right. I'm just blind. It's okay, guys.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
Nice. Hey yo, I see. You wanna yell at Night? I don't know where Night is spirit off to. We could get
It
started
actually
off
finally popped up on the top once I restarted it. So
You say you want me to reach at night? Is that what you said?
Can you try inviting Night? I don't know where he disappeared off to.
Yeah, give me a sec. All right, I messaged him. Now we wait.
Got it.
I mean, I see he's in the audience. 90. Come to me.
Yo, Knight, you should be invited to speak. You should have gotten a notification. Nice. Nice. What's up?
Hello?
Yo.
Oh, it works. Okay, cool. I've never seen
Yep,
that
yeah.
before.
Yeah,
cool.
it's my first time using the stage too.
Nice. How y'all doing?
Yeah,
This is
how
the
you
first
doing?
time I'm using this too.
Hey, baby cakes.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Just cleaning my rent house up so I can put it on the market to sell since the market's fucking
snap.
crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Unless you want to come to Oklahoma and buy a house.
That's like the last thing that'll ever be on my mind. It's like,
I know.
I feel like moving to Oklahoma,
Don't do it. It's a trap.
right?
Y'all get-
You better come here though. You better come to Raleigh.
Well, I would. I've been offered a lot, but I already had contracts for the high school. We have our first ever Call of Duty championship down here with a bunch of high schools involved, or else I would. Yeah, but I am.
Blowing up right now.
Oh, it is. We've got about 100 in our network, so we're working with that. But speaking of COD, not COD, Halo. I was speaking with one of the DreamHack people, and they are negotiating terms about me being an influencer for the online series coming up to go to Anaheim, all that stuff like that. So I should be working with you again.
Good
Excellent.
luck on that.
Yep, just the waiting. That's why I got whiskey.
All right. So what's the dealio? We're just getting set up, doing audio checks.
Yep.
All right.
Just finishing ironing everything out right now. We're just about good to go though.
Okay.
I think I got everyone's audio set.
Is this all going to be like recorded and put on like YouTube and shit? Or
Recorded, yes. Wolf is distributing it. Not sure to where yet, but after this week, we're gonna probably do all these on Twitch streams with
Wait,
like
yeah.
video and whatnot. It was more of a monster to set up than I expected.
All right, I think we're about good to go, Matt. Whenever you are.
We go live at 3, right?
Yeah.
Yo, Snyder Man's in here. Okay.
Oh yeah.
What's up?
Hey, man. This is the Snyder Man, right? Like from MLG forums?
No.
Oh, it's a different Snyder Man. Okay, my bad. There's a pretty well-known Halo player, Snyder Man.
Is there really?
Mhm.
Not me. Not me.
I don't know, Matt. Keep trying, you can get there. I believe in you.
Dude,
Go ahead.
I'm almost at diamond. I'm getting there, man.
Are you coming to Beachland next year, Nighty?
Dude, I don't know. I'm so booked. Like, I'm busy as fuck right now.
I feel you on that one there, bro. Well, if you do, let me know, and I'll make you whatever kind of noms you want, brother.
Dude, I was supposed to come to that last one, but I took my shot too late, and I was sick for 2 weeks.
Ugh, yeah, that happens, man. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I got shit on by that thing.
Yeah, no. See, I've heard a lot of different people having, some minor side effects, but pretty much, yeah, like either they felt like they had the flu again, or just different stuff,
Yeah, so I couldn't fly. I wanted to make it out so bad.
Well, this time, unlike the year before that, there was no hurricane to have fun with, so it happens.
Mhm.
where's your sense of adventure?
Well, I always tell people I have a curse in esports that big storms follow me. There was the blizzard of St. Louis, and there was the hurricane that hit outside of Atlantic City, and then there was the hurricane that hit Beachlands. So I'm like, okay.
Yep.
And even that tornado warning we had, that was down there in DreamHack 19.
Yep. And then the pandemic followed you.
Yeah, like,
Anaheim.
it's the black plague is just following me
It was
around.
literally in Anaheim is the first breakout in America. The week that we were there. I got
Dude.
home and I was deathly sick with it.
Oh, so was I, dude. Like, normally I'm fine, but I was pissing razor blades, bro. That's how bad it was. And so, and I had
It was
I don't-
terrible. I couldn't even
Piss and
breathe.
razor blades. I don't know if that's COVID, bro. I think
I mean,
you
I had a big fever,
got a
dehydrated.
little something else.
No. It was just for that day. But yeah, no, that stuff. Yeah, like I said, I was sick for a good while, and I had like a dry cough for like 2 months straight. It wasn't nothing. It was like, and that was it. I'm like, what the hell is this? And coming to find out, the world's trying to end on us.
Oh, we ready to kick it off?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
All
I'll
right.
be right back. 1 second.
All right.
Nah, no worries. You're good.
Actually, I'm literally just here, just mopping the floors on this bad boy, so I can get them one good clean, and then we're gonna paint, and I gotta mop them again.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it's the joys when you rent a house out and people don't take care of it. You got to fix their f ups. You know.
Oh yeah.
That security deposit, though.
All right. As soon as the 90s back, we'll kick it off. Did anybody watch the Open Cup yesterday for Halo at all?
I watched bits and pieces of it, but I didn't. I was sleeping most of the day yesterday, so
That's fair. Did you see any of like the grand finals between Optic and Cloud9 or nah?
no, just some like, you know, uh, replays and stuff, but nothing too like. I didn't sit down and watch it.
Oh, that's
I
fair.
wanted to. I have a pool team I run on Sundays before I go to work, so it's my Sundays are just swamped.
Yeah, I get that. The series yesterday was absolutely insane because apparently in Cloud9 it took Optic down on a Saturday, I believe. So Optic was down in a losers bracket and then made clawed their way through to losers bracket and they played Cloud9 in grand finals. First series and they took it to game 5 and game 5 was 50-49.
Wow.
So then it went down to the second series, and it went down to game 5 again. But Optic just absolutely took it away from Cloud9 in game 5. It was insane. Yeah, they had to play each other 3 times in their cup. I know. I feel so bad for Cloud9 though. Like the fact that like if they that one kill, they could have just closed the whole thing out.
See, I love seeing series like that until you're the one working the series like that. Then you're like, fuck. There was where was it? It was Gears of War UGC 18, and we're supposed to break down at 6 o'clock. That's when the show's supposed to finish. Well, the losing team decides to break the bracket, and then we're there until 10:30, and the semi has to be loaded out by midnight. So that was a fun time. That was me in the semi with RJ and Matt tossing me shit, and everybody else doing their part.
Yeah, for sure.
See, I think I average about 5 to 6, maybe 5 hours of unlucky nights at those events. And then I walk about 100,000 miles every freaking 5 days I'm there. So it's always a fun time. But I enjoy it. It gets to hang out with my peeps.
That's true. Did you see how many people they had to tune in yesterday to just the Halo channel alone? They had over 60,000. They had, yeah, they had over 140,000 overall watching.
Yeah, they hit. It's looking like I just have it pulled up now. Looking, they hit 121,000 peak at 5
Jesus.
a.m. at 5 a.m. Eastern yesterday. No, today, this morning.
Down.
All right, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that.
Nah, no worries. You're all good. We were just talking about the Open Cup that happened this weekend, real quick.
Mm-mm.
Alrighty. So, do we just want to kick it off with Halo Infinite, since there's so much hype around that right now?
Yeah, let's
Oh
talk
my
about
god, it's blown up too. It's crazy.
Yeah. What are your thoughts right now about like Halo Infinite's multiplayer, and what modes do you guys expect to see, or would you like to see returning on the full launch December 8th? Well, just like every mode in general. Like, do you want to see a SWAT returning, an infection, and breakout, and all of that?
I really
What?
hope they split up the brackets too, because like I like to, ladder in just arena. So like just
the
separating oddball from like, team deathmatch and stuff. Yeah. Right.
Mhm.
I do know for myself on multiplayer, I enjoy it. The only downer is the latency issue. If you're hitting 45 plus in your latency, your shots are not going to land 100%. And whenever we played an offline tournament, not the Halo Cup, me and my teammate were in 80 ping in the enemy team, which I knew that they were friends. They were in 19. I was like, yeah, we're not going to be able to hit you guys with this
Jeez.
crap. And so
Mm.
that's one thing they need to work on, I think, in my opinion, is also the dedicated server issue.
Yeah. I mean, connection's always been like that. I mean, but I pray
No, I
for a day
definitely
we can
like to
always hang out on LAN, right?
Yeah, we have a 5K land coming up in January out here, and of course then Rayleigh's coming up, so we'll get to see, how latency is and all that. But I mean, just playing whenever me and my friends were in the same house, it felt great on land. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's true for sure. LAN is always crisp.
I'm glad they
Mhm.
have the land mode.
I'd like to see some like action shack games come back too. Some
A
of
little more
the,
fun.
maybe like Griffball or something.
I think they said Griffball's for sure coming back, but that's like holiday. No, am I crazy?
Griffball is coming back, but I'm under an NDA with what's to come with it. But just Griffball's coming back. That's all I can say.
Cool. All right. Nice.
Oh, look at you.
Good to have people on
Mr.
the inside.
NDA.
Gotta know the boundaries, guys, so we can push them. That's I'm sure they're gonna surprise us with a couple of good playlists. But this whole surprise has been really like a blessing. I love Destiny too, but to kind of get something that's a little bit more back to basics. And I thought they were gonna get goofy with all of the different abilities, but I'm freaking loving the grapple hook.
Yeah, the
I'm
grapple
loving
looks
it.
really solid.
The movement
Oh, yeah.
boost is nice. That makes me feel back like a Halo 5. Because honestly, I do compare these Halo Infinite Spartans to Halo 5. They're total potatoes. The Halo 5 Guardians were absolute gods compared to what I think these Spartans are. But I think that it does allow it to be a little bit more balanced. But I miss my ground pound, obviously, if you guys can't tell by my icon.
I
But
feel
a
like the
grapple hook and a
vehicles are a
dagger.
little more frail too. I've noticed.
What? No, I shot a Warthog with a rocket launcher that didn't blow up. And I think that like the key is they want you to hit the wheels off first on the ghosts and the things. They want you to actually shoot they made them like two stage. They're still squishy enough to blow up if like you actually focus fire, but the difference between like about to blow up and not about to blow up is a little bit like easier to tell, I think. So not too many people are riding around on weak stuff.
I do like the warning that you get when the vehicle's about to blow up, so you
Yeah.
can jump ship before
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. People are usually
it's
getting
not one
out.
of those just instant explosions. You're just like, well, I guess I'm fucked now.
Yeah, totally. Honestly, there's been a couple Halos that's totally a bummer. Not to say that I haven't been stuck to the spike grenades and the disruptor grenades. Those things are very nice for anti-vehicle countermeasures.
Yeah.
They've been
What's your
nuts.
take on yeeting fusion coils into people?
Oh, my god,
I
dude,
haven't
that's like
pulled it off.
It's so good.
Or it's so
Dude, I
fun.
haven't pulled it off yet.
Yeah, I've been on the business end of that, and I'm pretty sure it was my last game. It's my last game of the night.
I was too at first. I was like, "What the hell is that?" I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, dude, I didn't even know what was going on, and then I was like, "No, I'm gonna be on someone's TikTok tomorrow."
That's hilarious. Yes. You got to be prepared.
I did that to one of the, I guess, I don't know what the vehicle's called, but it's like the Hornet from like Halo 4.
Oh yeah.
And I went off on Graph Lift and blasted one out of the sky with one of those. Yeah, it was good.
Do you feel, because it's some speculation, and I know 90 trolls, but do you feel that there's going to be a VR in the future?
How many things in what future?
The
No, I'm
VR.
talking about a battle
Battle
royale.
Royale.
Oh,
Yeah.
So there
I'd okay.
has
Okay.
there's been
that's where
like
you
a
were going with that.
leak that 343 is working on another Halo game. What do you think it's gonna be like Halo 3? Because 343 works on Halo Wars 2 alongside another company. Or do you think it's gonna be more of like a BR or just something else?
If they did a BR, I don't think they should make it Halo BR. I think they should make it ODST drop BR.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah,
this man
I was
wants an actual Call of Duty Halo baby. I like it.
That'd be super fun, actually.
You got to get the ODST love.
I honestly wouldn't mind
honestly,
another
with the
Halo Wars either.
Orbital Drop Shock Troopers is you're correct. And maybe I think you should be able to get like a Mjolnir upgrade. Like remember when Thanos was in Fortnite? Like some
yeah.
like less like a nerfed version of that. I like this, guys. Bring it to the team.
That'd be super fun.
Yeah.
Could you imagine like running across map and just a drop pod lands on your freaking head?
Oh,
Like,
well,
what
that
the
I can
shit?
imagine very well. I play a lot of Destiny 2, and literally every other, like, there's alien drop pods. I've got a lot of clips, actually. I actually make
Right.
a separate, yeah.
We
Clunk,
were
it's a
playing
good
Big
feeling.
Team Battle, and my guys recorded it, but I was in that, whatever that bird's called in Big Team Battle, and one of the pelicans that's supposed to drop something off hit me and killed me. I'm like, what the shit is this?
Yes, the Big Bertha came down.
And
That's
I'm like,
the
I'm
hot
literally
landing zone.
dogfighting somebody about to win. It's like, I'm like, what?
Good. You deserve it. You gotta watch where you're flying. Dude, I posted on my Facebook the other day, this guy, there were these 3 snipers on this ridge on that big like coagulation looking one. Because there's that one game type I do like, by the way, where you collect the battery cores, you bring them back to base.
Yeah.
So on that one where there's like where there's 2 towers, and and this man, I said, wow, dude, that Hornet's awesome. It was the first time I had seen it, and he goes, oh, dude, where you at? Like, I'll give it to you. So he gives me the Hornet, and then he's like, actually, let me jump on. And so we had the great idea to fly over and to get those guys, and I literally like came around the mountain, and there was 4 dudes on this thing. This man jumps off of the Hornet at these guys. I shot the missiles underneath him as he was flying through, and I like minigun down the guy that was about to back whack him. We killed off 5 guys, and he jumped back on the plane. We got out of there. It was one of the greatest Halo experiences of my life. I gotta put that on Reddit actually.
We're back.
I mean, with the battle royale though, they could definitely base it in like on Earth with like New Mombasa being like part of that, and you're fighting off
I
the
like it.
Covenant.
So, y'all hating these pistols or loving these pistols?
Hated it and I love it.
I
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
I found like everyone's in a group right now.
I think they're accurate enough, but I don't know, man.
Over a pistol on mouse.
I feel like I like the Halo 5 pistol, honestly.
But I
more
mean,
than Infinite.
it's not the pistol fires so quick, dude. 'Cause, like, it's the biggest controller advantage ever to not have to like clickety click my fingertip because I'm a controller kid, and
Yeah.
but to pull the trigger that fast, especially it's just so much more comfortable. And I know it's a big thing in the Destiny community as well. Is like some of those like high rate of fires, but you have like the semi-automatic, you have to click it. It's just not that great. However, that the pistol can blast fire so like quick, but then it forces you to slow down to like get the last couple of hits off. So I like it, but it's forced me to like learn. It's a totally different pistol.
I like it as like a transition to getting a BR. It's like it's a really good weapon to have if you need it.
Utility, very utility.
But it's also,
Yeah.
easy to switch out when you get like a commando or a BR and that.
Yeah, I mean, even starting in big team and like unranked play with the assault rifles is not as terrible as it used to be either. I'm kind of like
Mm-hmm.
I'm having fun with the assault rifle pistol swaps. I mean,
Yes.
I honestly feel like the assault rifle might be a little overtuned. I've been hit from cross map situations and stuff. So
I would like to see.
What's your
damage
take on the
control.
Stalker rifle? Have you guys used the Stalker one yet?
I have actually. I like it.
that thing's
That thing's a
interesting.
That
beast.
thing is 3 to the dome. I'm like, well, you're dead.
It's so good.
oh yeah, okay.
What are your thoughts about assassinations not being in Halo Infinite yet?
Good.
I like it, yeah, because it's it when you do a full animation, you lend yourself to getting killed by someone else, and that's
You nailed it. Why is it a
annoying.
full? Why was it always a full animation? Why did it have to always be like some ridiculous thing? Like if there's so many quicker ways to do it and still get the satisfaction. So if they do add it, I really hope it's a very quick one. Because the amount of time, like the milliseconds that you lose on those animations, is what drives people who aren't.
Well, and those animations are like 2 or 3 seconds long, and that's a long time in a Halo match. Like you could get some stuff done in that time.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. I agree.
What do you guys like? Want to see assassinations implemented in just strictly PvE and not PvP, or how do you feel about that?
I feel like if you could toggle them off, maybe. I don't know.
Like
I'm
Halo
sh-
5?
There
I feel-
better be. There's gonna be in the campaign. You're saying, or are you talking about like some sort of like? Do they have any
Well, like,
announcements for the new mode? Like
Yeah.
with the
If you
waves?
choose to have it, then you can do it. But
That's fair. I think that assassinations would be fun to have, at least in like
Yeah.
the campaign and PvE activities. And
yeah,
I feel like you should have the option to be able to turn it off in PvP though, or like just have it disabled.
Yeah. Yeah, I would personally want it automatically disabled in any ranked play because even when I would see like, my
sure,
teammates
yeah.
wasting their time, I would be like, especially back in the day when like you had the choice. Now, granted, I was that cheeky dude that would, that would enjoy doing the animation, but I would have to like it was too much of a. You have to do the math. I'm like, is it worth it to try to like taunt this guy right now, or do I just get the job done? And
especially
Halo's a
with
tempting game.
for real, especially with some of like at least until they put out that first patch and buff some guns. Like, I mean, an extra 2 seconds, even like if someone has a pistol, you're dead. You're done.
Yeah,
You
for
no
sure.
chance. Or like I don't know, the grenades are kind of powerful in this too. Like, yeah, I think you're wide open to take a beating.
Yeah, that's true.
2 seconds is all you need to take someone down with a pistol, especially if they're not moving.
Yeah, I do miss those. I do miss yoinks. I do miss those. But what's nice is, I think that the Halo community has an opportunity over the next couple of years to let the community naturally reinvigorate itself, and then people from certain demographics, like I'm a 32-year-old dude, like I liked Halo 2, 3, and I loved Reach, and so I know there's
Yeah.
going to be people who like forever and ever will go in the Master Chief Collection and mix it up a little bit. Like I want to go back and get my MLG 50 in Halo 3, and I know that that's a lifetime achievement, and it's stupid that I have to do it again. But the entire human civilization transitioned from an on-premise world to the cloud, complete computing metaverse that we're, slowly shifting into right now. So, I'm blessed to have just still have this opportunity again. I hope that I make a bunch of new friends that are playing, that might want to have this like a similar goal. And especially if you guys have such a great community like right here, it's awesome. I appreciate you being invited to this. Especially, I'm glad we started out with Halo. It's obviously my jam. But I think we're gonna have an opportunity to team up. Hopefully, do customs, dude. That's what I'm looking forward to next.
Oh, and Forge, dude.
Forge
Forge
building
is so
maps.
good.
All right. Yeah. So Sunset 343 is treating Infinite like a live service game. What do you guys think we can expect in terms of like DLC and expansions and that kind of thing?
Didn't 343 say that all of the DLC for this game is going to be free?
I thought so.
Didn't they?
It'd be
I'm
crazy.
really
You know what? I bet you
almost positive
it
I've heard
has to be
something about
free with
that.
Game Pass. Free with like
Yeah.
Halo Infinite is going to be their flagship, right? Like they've rebuilt the Titanic, and
They need it.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna be
big
gonna be
time.
content released. But it's gonna be just like Destiny, dude. You want to play a premium game that you want, and of course the multiplayer will always be free. They'll always give you the appetizer. They'll always come like free popcorn, free French fries. Get the stuff that gets you addicted. But absolutely, they'll have some sort of content. I hope it's like missions. I hope that like we're starting off this first battle pass with the Heroes of Reach, and there's so many great stories from the lore and especially the mainline books that we could hopefully get to relive those experiences just in the Infinite engine. But they're calling it Infinite for a reason, so I have a feeling it's going to be around with a lot of DLC.
How do you guys feel about the tweaks with the battle pass and like how they changed a lot of the missions and stuff? Because
Okay, so I got the battle pass like second number one just because I don't know. I'm 30, so I get where James is coming from. Like that 20th anniversary stream hit me right in my feels.
yeah,
And when they said, it's coming out, you can go download it right now. Like I think I bought the battle pass before it finished downloading all the way. Like,
That's fantastic.
but the fact that it took me like 20 matches to get through rank 1, like dude, it needed
sure.
to happen. Like I'm usually not sad when I spend money, but like that made me a little bit sad. The fact that I'm sitting here like doing the math, it's like, dude, I'm gonna have to give this game 100 hours a week to hit rank 5. Like,
That's how
I
they
felt
want
the
that.
same way.
I agree with you. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I felt the same way too because I'm with you guys in this. I've played thousands of hours of Halo 3 in my lifetime, but yeah, it was just crazy the amount of games you had to put in, and like it kept increasing after you got past like the level 2, then it was 2 games, and then at like level 5, then it was like 3 games, and eventually at like level 10, it was 4 or 5 games that you were just getting that experience. And I felt like some of even the challenges, getting 15 kills with the ghosts and stuff was pretty easy, but yeah. they really needed to do something for sure.
They gave me hope. That's all I asked for.
Well, and the fact that they changed it so quickly too. That's the thing I liked about it. Like they saw a reaction and they were like, "Oh, we kind of fucked up in this area. We need to change it." And then they changed it really quickly too. So
And like on that note, a lot of these like big FPS title like game developers, like 343 is massive, Halo's massive. For them to do that so quickly gives me like extreme amounts of faith in like the competitive future and longevity of this title. Like I think it's gonna have a lot longer of a life cycle than like past Halo titles or even past FPS. Like I don't know, the amount of tweets I see about Halo being like a phenomenal game, which I mean I haven't been into Halo pretty much since Halo 2. And like I don't know how many hours I've went through like 2 Red Ring Xboxes on Halo 2.
Mhm. That's how you
But
know.
like yeah, man, like I broke Xboxes playing that game so much. So like I don't know, I'm in it. They got me. I'm gonna put a lot of hours into this game and not regret a single one of them.
I love that.
To me, another reason they pushed the game like so early was because of how MCC turned out. Remember that? How it was down for like 3 months. They had to fix bugs. I think they're releasing the beta to get all that out when the full game comes out.
Well, that and like maybe it's also marketing strategic too. Like they dropped that in the biggest video game scandal probably of our lifetimes with Blizzard. So like
oh,
you know
for sure.
you got a lot of people potentially jumping off this COD ship because like I got Vanguard too, and I mean I like it. It's not bad. It's better than the past few CODs in my opinion, but it's still stale.
I know a
Oh,
bunch
dude.
of my
I love it's still stale, this man says with dramatic pause. I'm going to give you a slow clap there, brother.
Yeah, like it's like so like COD wise, I don't know. I like zombies. I think zombies is fun. The zombie mode is new.
sure.
It's very fun, but like I feel like I just played this game and bought this game 15 times in the past decade.
You did. It's exactly it, and it's been the same, and
Yeah.
but it's been the same, but it hasn't been the same. Like that's what's going to be different now. I think is that Halo might be capitalizing on this opportunity for it to already have 6 incredible games in the franchise, and even has a firefight wave that actually, if ODST back in the day, one of the most fun things was like that firefight wave, and they came out with honestly one of the first games I think they did, but it was only viable to play on LAN, and very few people had access to that many friends. Um, but anyways, you're gonna have all these games that allow us to have this fresh, novel approach to 6, now 7 different generations of Halo, with this generation being the infinite one. And I believe that it's gonna freaking crush it. But we gotta create that need for our generation, guys. Like I want the softball league. I want to sweat with
Facts.
also this feeling of casuality and friend
We need
making.
we need company Halo teams ASAP.
Yeah, exactly. Like a corporate league gaming. I don't care what you call it. Just like let's get like like-minded people together and freaking.
All about it.
It's just
But
been nice, like to play. People use mics. You know what I'm saying? Like I get one person every like 2 weeks that uses a mic in Destiny 2.
It's super
And
rare. It makes it
matchmaking,
enjoyable because like
literally.
I hate to say it. I'm kind of ashamed that I'm about to say this, but like I play those games to get sweaty, and I want other people to talk to while I do
Dude,
it.
there's nothing to be ashamed of for that. I wish I could say that, dude, because physiologically, like this stuff is incredible, bro. For decades now, we've done military simulations of arena shooters, and Halo is the crispest one. And it's like chess and Go, fully evolved after many years, many decades
Yeah.
of it's beautiful. And honestly, what I really love, which I'm horrible at, is Here's the Storm, which is like the baby version of League of Legends. Which again, shout out Arcane. I think that everyone needs to watch that by the next podcast so we can talk about that because oh my god. But yeah, like I play that game because it's like I'm a chess grandmaster wannabe, and that thing flexes my skills. And when I go and play Halo, like when I come out of a corner because I've been sitting and camping, quote unquote, because I'm like I just use the practice of timing from my like bush hiding times in a MOBA, then it creates really fun memories and experiences that also turn into W's and flag captures that keep us coming back for more.
Absolutely.
Well, and half of the reason to play Halo is the camaraderie, right? Like,
I mean, that's what
Yes.
I came for. That's what I
What's-
played on
what's
Halo
the other
2
half?
as like I mean, Halo 2 is like
exactly. No, yeah.
the other.
The
Campaign's the
other
other
half.
half, honestly. I love
I
the
love.
campaign.
So let me play devil's advocate. Like but let's just stick it to multiplayer because I have a punchline for this. What the first half for sure is camaraderie. What's the other half though? I'll
Uh,
give you a hint.
Probably the competition.
Sure, yes. And what are you engaging when you want to do competition? I'm facetious, but just simply, we also
The
play
tea
too.
bags, bro.
No,
Play
not
the
T-Bag.
tea
Stop it.
bags.
No, we'll keep the toxicity for the Saturday night streams, boys. No, like the win, brother, the win, right? Like you want, but
For sure,
more,
for
more,
sure.
more important than the win. Like I've lost some great games, no, because like this is at top tier, or at least mature tier to Halo. We can have that same respect that like you have when you play somebody in Super Smash Brothers. Like unless you're playing that guy, you always like look at somebody and you like respect them when they outplay you in Super Smash. There's this level of respect, and I know that Halo players have that too. I've gone from different cities and different events, and there's just always this awesome integrity to Halo players. And what's funny is I had never really felt that at Call of Duty events when I went there, as we're like slightly slide handing that game, but not that I haven't had great experiences with them. Go everybody. So anyways, the other half is being witnessed, dude. Like we want to make these plays, and I think that like it's one of the reasons that I started to do the streaming was to like get that validation. And it's sad because you kind of have to like admit that that's the drug you're looking for is the not just the win is like the fact that like my friends know we won, or at least like it was like the best pickup game ever. And it doesn't matter that the world knows. It doesn't matter that I wasn't streaming, but it matters that the people that I was playing with like saw that sick overkill. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Could you imagine like the technology we have now back in like the Halo 2 days where you could
Dude.
like there were no clips. Like I don't
Bro,
even
dude, I was pointing my
like
Polaroid camera at the CRT boob tube that I used to play on, dude.
yeah, because it's like then it's like yeah, no, I get you. That makes a lot of
I did
sense because
whatever
it's
I
like you're
took.
sitting there, you're playing by yourself, and you hit something, and it's like, damn, that feels good. I want someone else to look at that and just give me like
Yes,
a give me
yes.
a small little oh shit, like oh
I
or a
know,
nice nice,
Yes,
bro.
dude. Yes,
Like
yes,
sometimes
yes.
I'll get even like they don't even have kill cams anymore. It's like I'll get wrecked by someone who killed me in a nice way, and it's like, man, I can't even see what they did on a kill cam. I'm trying to see how they killed me.
Right, yeah, and there were sometimes that like I still remember growing as a gamer, and sometimes you had theater, sometimes you didn't, and I remember this transition and this thought to myself, like in my days where I wanted to be Rocky Balboa, and I played on main stage a few times, boys. Like I got up there, I built some teams. I never made it into the top tier, but I was top 1% in Onyx and Reach, and I went to Vegas with a dozen people that all saw me play against. Snipedown was coaching his girlfriend's team on main stage. We took it to the best of five series anyone will ever see it in Vegas 2017 November HCS. But like there's just something about being able to share that moment that just like keeps me coming back for more, dude. Even when it's like, yeah.
But Icy, you were saying something about Vanguard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to
Yeah.
cut you off, bro.
Go for it.
I
Go.
got my sticky note.
So a bunch of my players that play in our big lands we have out here, they're all talking about how washed Vanguard currently is, and if nothing fixes on it, because think about this, there has never been any competition for Call of Duty because of how Halo has been here recently until now, and so now Call of Duty has panic mode of how are we going to fix this? Because whenever they did theirs, they franchised it out. You had 12 teams, blah blah blah. They give a shit less about the amateurs. Halo has always cared about the amateurs.
Yep.
And so right now, Halo's pretty much giving Call of Duty a run for its money. It's like, hey, either you fix it or your fan base is going to come back to where it started from.
Yeah, because it's like, remember the Medal of Honor days too? That was what.
Wow.
That was. I mean, that was COD's original competitor. It was kind of Medal of Honor and Unreal Tournament, if you want to look at arena shooters. But then Halo came around and just kind of dominated everything from inception. But word, I guess last Halo topic. Y'all kind of excited for this campaign?
Oh my god, I am so fucking hyped, man. I love the stories, even down to like Buck and the ODST guys. And and the way they're doing it, the open play, it just looks so good.
What
It
do you-
feels like a natural next step, right? Because I was always felt like, you know, they had these huge set pieces, and then you know the ways you could go in Halo 5 and stuff, like the secret ways and stuff. It felt kind of open anyways. So I felt like that this was, you know, generally the next progressive, you know, step that they would need to take is to just make everything open, you know. I feel like a lot of games are going into the open world though and hitting that well pretty hard, but you know, if done correctly, it's fantastic. So
Truth. What about what do you feel the move of the lore towards like the AI kind of going crazy? It seems like a pretty popular theme nowadays, and it's like I know that with Cortana losing stuff and taking over the Guardian, and like is that going to be the core of this story as we move
Yo,
forward?
90. Are you able to provide any details regarding that?
No, I don't know anything about that. I mean, they're pretty hush hush. Like all the people that got the early, you know, they're starting to put some things out on YouTube, and I know like that's spoilers and stuff. But no, as far as the campaign, it's been pretty tight lip.
Cool.
I feel like them not having the co-op at launch is kind of irritating, but
Yeah.
They're pushing those Xbox units, dude.
I think it is. I think it is gonna have co-op eventually, like in like a couple months, is what they said. But
Right after the holiday
it's not-
season, and everyone's got their
it's
new
not like
Xboxes.
it's never gonna have split screen because of the way the game is made.
Yeah.
well, and they have to keep it at that 60 frames per second, and they're not gonna compromise that or the graphics for that
Right.
matter to get it to that point. So
Well,
it's
it's gonna have split
the-
screen. It just won't have the split screen co-op. It'll have multiplayer split screen.
yeah, because it's all their campaigns all coming from cloud based, so it's real hard to do. It's
yeah.
real hard to do that couch. While in
Yep.
multiplayer, you could still set it up to LAN mode and be able to run off your machine.
How much of the campaign is going to be cloud based?
Since it's open, I'd imagine most, if not all of it. Since the game's
Yeah.
pretty much downloaded, I don't think it's going to be a massive patch on the 8th. Well, you have to purchase the campaign, right?
I
Yeah,
think it's probably going to be on Game Pass, though, I'd assume.
it will be for sure. Yeah. What do you think about Halo Infinite's level of like customization?
I think that the matte black look that some people have going on with like the, you know, like the neon blue or the neon like different color highlights is slick. It's like the coolest looking Spartans I've seen yet.
Yeah, I think it's pretty standard, honestly.
Do you like how like you can customize your AI's color
Oh yeah,
and
little
its
dudes.
icon and all of that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
I've
pretty
wanted that for
good,
a
I
long time.
think. I
What
don't know. I guess
about
I would have to like unlock more items than I have currently to give more input.
Definitely. I just know that I want a sassier AI. You know, I've always loved Cortana. I've always loved like whatever like the AI they picked, but the personalization of that, like I really like it.
Oh my god, Prick cracks me up every time I hear her, man. She's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a voice we hear so constantly, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the super duper important. I heard that my the guy that did like the Overkill and stuff is gonna come back. Like that voice actor that does like Overkill, like isn't in this game until now, right? And then like the community was like, "What is this craziness?" Anybody heard about that? No.
No.
All right. Well, maybe
I
I'm
I need to.
interested
haven't
though.
either.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay,
Yeah,
go. Unfreaking
honestly,
believable, like, dude.
honestly, I
Oh,
thought he was in there anyways.
that's what. Yeah, but no, listen, like it's not. Like it's. I think there's like a
yeah,
saying,
your
like the
place?
AI has
Yeah.
like a different saying that it says along with every medal. It's not the actual. It doesn't say the name of the medal. I don't think. Am I going crazy now?
Double kill.
Well, no, isn't there like,
Does it?
yeah, like I think there's like double kill and stuff. It's infrequent, but you can hear him every once in a while. It's not as prevalent because you're right. The AI does a lot of the stuff, like when you pick up, like swords and stuff. So they'll make comments about that. And
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the best part. We have a shotgun. It's like, wait, we're getting close now.
Fred's pretty funny. I'm kind of hyped for the superintendent because obviously I like ODST, but I haven't unlocked him yet. So
All right. What are your guys' thoughts about like Battlefield 2042? And how is the most negative rated game on Steam?
Really?
Ouch.
Why?
Yeah, it's the most lowest rated game on I think Metacritic and Steam ever.
What?
what is it?
Why?
I'm not sure if it's getting review bombed or not.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have no.
apparently.
I had no clue that was even happening.
I really
Yeah,
enjoyed
apparently
the beta.
the community is like super pissed because it took away like a lot of things that made a Battlefield. Like there were class weapons, I guess, and it took that away. So you can run like any weapon for whatever class you want to run, essentially. And then a lot of things are locked behind paywalls too.
Paywalls, dude.
Yeah, it's got I just had to do a quick little Google. It's got
I was just doing the same thing.
14,000 mostly negative reviews on Steam compared to less than 2,000 positive reviews. So they're monetizing certain weapon classes. And I think the one that everyone's pissed about is looking like specialists because it was one of the most popular classes. So they're making classes sellable, not playable.
I get it. You're cutting off gameplay behind what paywall. That would piss me off too.
Absolutely.
And I feel like this was Battlefield's last shot as well.
I didn't think it was actually that bad, but
No?
I think Activision and Blizzard are in a much worse situation.
With Vanguard?
Yeah.
So is anyone still on Destiny and
Oh, yeah.
excited about the new anniversary and new DLC?
I am in love with Destiny, brother, and I just cannot find myself excited about a lot of the stuff. I'm excited for Witch Queen, honestly. I think that the way they're building up everything, but uh, help me get excited for the what's coming up. What should I be looking forward to? Because
There's the Bungie's 30th anniversary, so they're going to be dropping a new dungeon next week. Next month, along with the Dawning Christmas event, and supposedly a couple of surprises, but they haven't really talked about those.
I'm down for a new dungeon.
What do you think about them locking dungeons behind paywalls for next year? Essentially, you have to pay for the dungeons outside of the expansions.
I think that Destiny is a premium game, like a super premium game, and just like World of Warcraft, people used to pay monthly subscriptions or still do. Like that's the way that they work. With a game as good as like them, you gotta accept whatever content they do because it's just an insane blessing to have even parts of the game be completely free to play. Like I could absolutely appease my Destiny addiction with just Crucible, but because it's an engaging game, it makes me feel like it's an investment because those dungeons are good content, and then I can stream that good content and I can, speed run them and blah 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 blah. So I think that good content, early access, totally acceptable. Because honestly, they always make those dungeons playable in a season or two.
What about for 2022? They said that they're bringing back an OG raid from Destiny 1. So, which raid would you want to see them bring back?
I don't know. I haven't even done Vault of Glass again yet. And I actually got my Vex Mythoclast on the very first run back in the day.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say.
But let me see. Let's see. Crota's End, King's Fall, Wrath of the Machine. King's Fall, because I actually really didn't. I did that one time. But I wonder, like, from a lore perspective, who's gonna fit in with Savathun's coming back, and is it gonna be, are they gonna bring back that raid? Because I love the way that Destiny does time travel and like just canon, like of your own personal legend. I think that like the way that each guardian fits into the overall Destiny universe is so beautiful. So I know that they're going to use something like Crota or Oryx's raid from D1 as part of this Savathun thing. Anybody got any thoughts on that?
I mean, my comments are actually directed towards like your input on the lore. Like, I think that's Destiny tells a great story,
Yeah.
and all DLCs. Like, I think that's one thing that keeps me tuned in and still spending money on Destiny.
Yeah.
They do have a super solid story for sure. I love how you can like read the lore pages too, and those are way darker than the actual game itself.
Yeah, darker and deeper. Absolutely. Yeah, I storytelling mode. I think that would be really cool to read those someday when I add that to the backlog. Just from a ASMR, like by the fire kind of content. So I think it's got endlessly really good content all around. But they don't always get my money. I've definitely like taken full seasons off.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's nice
What
to
do you
have that
want?
option.
Yeah. What do you want to see Sparrow Racing come back? Put it on.
Great question. I like that. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, what did you like about that, dude? Because I like the racing's one of my favorite mini games.
Yeah, I like the Sparrow Racing because it was like a casual PvP mode where you didn't have to kill. You could but you could still compete.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, the race is really, really fun.
Yeah.
And to not
All
have
right.
direct conflict for a game that's all about destruction is also pretty nice. And I hope snowballs. Obviously, there's going to be some sort of snowballs. That one, I don't know if it's been many years, but whenever they first added it and you could free somebody in the tower was definitely one of my most fond memories.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's crazy that we've come from like the different shooter worlds and LAN parties and like all the way to impromptu dance parties in the digital metaverse for a while now. What's Destiny? 8 years old almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's
Destiny?
just been dancing. Or maybe that's just Destiny 2. Like time is moving so quickly now.
I know the
That's
two
true.
Destinies are pretty old. Yeah.
Yeah, September. The original OG Destiny came out.
I'm wondering if it's the timing, right? Because that's a lot of effort. I don't play ranked heroes because it just takes so long to pick and ban. And that sounds really bad, but
No, it's tedious.
it's tedious. It's just one more thing. But what's sad, brother, is I'm on your side. I wanna, but it's our opportunity then to like create the custom games. And it's not sad that I'm on your side. It's sad that it's not that they don't see it. They're giving our community the opportunity to run custom games with bands. Like, dude, Destiny 2. If somebody's trying to get together and figure out if we can have certain rule sets, custom, exotic omissions, exotic, different like picks and bans on that, what certain classes, restricted games, and like have it fun and try to make like actual like almost Overwatch feel to Destiny as opposed to what it is chaotic super space magic with the best shooter around. I would be totally down to do that because again, my favorite times have been in Halo Custies and Pokemon Unite. Also, I agree. Like Custies, I think it would be cool to have like the same like or picks like actual like a pool of 10 people and pick like 8th grade basketball style.
Yeah, because I played in 3 tournaments so far,
Mm,
and
fun.
the tournaments hosted by Antimatter Gaming. They banned Fluffy Tail, and that was when Crustle was going through all the bugs where it kept like
Yeah.
leveling up. So they banned
It's so
they
bugged.
banned Crustle during that, but still, but yeah, they had just banned Fluffy Tail, which as someone who likes to play jungle, I Fluffy Tail's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, you could solo Dreadnought or Rotom in 10 seconds with good jungler and Fluffy Tail. But no, I agree with you. I mean, I like the game. I think
I mean,
I know
with the-
Tucker and I we played probably 100 matches together. So,
easily, honestly.
So freaking awesome. That's so awesome.
I've got about 1,009 matches under my belt, and I feel like we keep running into an issue where they release just an overpowered character, like
people are taking
Knight.
advantage of bugs to climb to master. 100%.
Yeah. Well, and like when Greedent was released, right? You if you didn't have a Greedent on your side, especially when you're playing ranked, it was almost an auto loss because if the other team had one, you were just kind of effed.
So
because they were just they were just overtuned. I don't know what they do over there. They don't. I feel like they don't play test at all sometimes.
Ooh, that's salty. I like it.
Because I feel like because like Sylveon was the same way. Like it was overpowered trash, and if you didn't have one on your team, you were. I don't know.
So
I feel like if I see a Garchomp on my team, I'm gonna lose too. So.
I mean, there was that period where it's like if you didn't see a Cinderace or a Lucario on your team, like, do you just AFK?
Yeah, no, it's true.
So here's a big high-level question for you guys. Do you want to be the kind of podcast that retroactively talks about how people abuse us, or are we going to band together and set up weekly nights? Because this is I love the generic talk. I love bouncing around between topics, but you guys are suspiciously into the top like AAA games that I'm into. I like a couple like smaller titles, but on all these games, I've believed for a really long time that like they could really bring people together for some really fun, exciting matches that with the lowest amount of toxicity. And we could redefine those metas. We can make teams around Garchomps that push through that seasonal meta. We can like really take advantage of but we got to be ahead of the game. I like talking about it retroactively, but I feel like I missed an opportunity to squat up with you guys when I first had that buzz. I had two other guys I was playing with, and we were going pretty hard. But then, if you don't have that full team of 5, and there's not like that heat behind you trying, the steam engine lost. So
yeah, you need that 5 stack because they don't allow 4 stacks to queue up.
right.
No, that's annoying too.
Right.
Extremely annoying because it's hard to find 5 to run.
And but dude, it's hard to find 4 in Halo. I can always find 3 for Halo.
Fair.
It's like guys, this is it. This is the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like there's 6 people in this thing with 4 people listening. Like, well done, Wolf. You keep great company. And he's seen me run some incredible events, and it sounds like you guys are awesome. And it sounds like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen happening, within its own, internet version 3.0 metaverse branch that we're creating right now, with this love of Destiny and Halo and Here's a Storm. And I could play League of Legends. I'd love to now that I've seen Arcane. It's just now I have to commit more like solid state drive space to characters and move lists and distances.
I don't know if I have the time capacity to learn.
Right, but not
I
now.
can see
let's
hopping on Pokemon Unite right now with like there's 20 of them maybe.
Yes,
I can learn that, but League has like 150 champions, something like that. Like
if you're not,
so power of the brain. Once you learn how to play, like, dude, we're gods here. Like in this metaverse, in this, in the Matrix, we control. I mean that literally, like we control gods. We like these stories give us Diablo, and I play as Diablo, and I completely crush people. And Here's the Storm. And it feels like after years and years of practice, when I play, especially in ARAM, just team fighting, where it's all this like constant action, and it's all about your micro, but it's all really about being able to read the
strat.
mathematics. Yes,
Mhm.
team strat for sure. But when I solo
All
queue,
day.
I do it. That's my time in the hyperbolic time chamber. I'm literally trying to read the minds of 4 other people across the earth on the internet and what they're thinking and doing and their cooldowns, and then 5 other people who want to kill me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking of a lot of stuff, and I believe that I agree 140 characters is a lot, but you could learn every single one of them, dude. But I'm talking over
sure.
4 years, 5 years, 6 years. You know, I like this idea. I'm glad that I'm here, guys. I'm usually the hype man, if you couldn't have
You
told by
are
today.
hype.
But like the steam, if the engine isn't built right, you're gonna run into those icebergs. And I've just done so many things. I've built so many empires, and I've watched them fall to the test of time because we are so far ahead of the curve, gentlemen. We are so far ahead of the like what the spectator of this world even expects still. We just happen to be on the internet the second that AOL Instant Messenger dropped and have been working on this stuff. And so it's up to us to kind of redefine it. And so you got my resources.
That's a callback.
Yeah,
no,
no
but
joke.
like I would totally be down to do some streams in Pokemon Go and stuff, and
For
yeah.
sure.
Dude, absolutely. If we just and if like a weekly, just like a weekly night, where if we had like what you really want is a group like this where there's like more than 5 people, and you have substitutes that rotate, and like and the people who didn't make it, you know, I'm a perpetually late person, and so when I don't make it until 7:15 when the game started at 7:30, but the people who were practicing started at 7 o'clock. They get first dibs on the actual team, and it should be nice to be showcased. And actually, the biggest thing I can add to this overall, if people are, you know, what we're trying to do with the podcast or with this or just the group of friends that are forming naturally with this, is commentating and casting, is being that hype man, is saying, hey, the coolest thing you can do with Halo is set up custom matches. And the reason that that's cool is because you can have a bozo like me sitting back in spectator mode and literally translating. You know, we use particular verbiage that not a lot of people understand, but there is a way to make people understand too. It's like with metaphors and with all these things, and making sure that people stay focused on the thing they're supposed to stay focused on, and then teaching them over time what kind of play to appreciate.
It's like the magic of educational casting.
Right. While also being entertaining and keeping it light, being like, you don't have to worry about like the fact that you can't see how that person just did 8 things at once and their action per minute are at like near 500, but I can slowly explain to you that Alarak like used telekinesis to move the ETC out of his stunning ability, and then that allowed the team to execute it. Like 15 moves happened, but the important anchor is this one play. And the reason that play happened is because of cooldowns. This person baited out that move. So anyways, I can do all that stuff. I love to do it for Halo, and I think that Pokemon Unite has one of the most castable. I don't know about competitive. I do think competitive because people like us.
Oh no, I think it's pretty competitive.
So
honestly.
very very competitive. I agree with you, but it's even more castable than it is like competitive.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
fun
for
to
sure.
talk about. It's fun to be
It's
like,
Pokemon.
it's Pokemon,
Well, yeah,
baby.
and that branding is like everywhere. It's like one of the most popular.
Everywhere.
It's got 25 years of history behind it.
Yeah. And
For Halo
has it
testing,
really
just
been-
add me and I'll play with you. I like teabagging people.
oh yeah, definitely. I don't know how do we
My gamer tag's the same as my username, brother.
social.
Speaking of Pokemon Unite, how do you feel about Decidueye?
I think he's in a good place. I bought him straight up. Decidueye is one of my favorite Pokemon, so and I'm mainly jungle, so that was where I'm at. But I feel like he's in a good place. He's not overpowered. He's not like Greedon. I'm really just worried that when they release Pokemon like that they're just gonna be overpowered and need to be tuned again. But I felt like
it takes them too long to tune as well. Like with Sylveon, like that was a week of pretty much not playing.
Oh yeah, no, dude, you're totally right there. Yeah, but I feel like Decidueye's in a good place. He's frail. You definitely want to keep him on the outskirts to pick off people from a distance. But he melts tanks, which is a good thing. Because we don't have a dedicated ADC that could feasibly attack tanks. It was almost like, I guess a Pyro Ball. Cinderace could do it pretty well, but you'd have to be pretty over leveled. Getting through like a Blastoise or a Snorlax, it takes some time and kiting. but I feel like Decidueye is really good. Like that's the niche that he fills is tank melting. So your crustals with those giant shields are a little more easy to take down.
And that X scissor, whap whap whap. Oh my god, that's my move, baby. Right? Is that X scissor?
His pedal dance I feel is better for the jungle. His spirit's shackle is great. I mean, it does quite a bit of damage, but it also shackles you. And if you walk out of that space, you do that damage too. And just his ability to kite is really strong because he gets more damage the further away you are to you're the person you're attacking. So yeah,
that's phenomenal.
I feel like if they released an item that buffed attack speed, I feel like the Decidueye and like Garchomp, these Pokemon that really rely on the auto attacking, because I don't know if you guys know this, when Decidueye hits the 5th auto attack, he starts like shooting these petals out, and it does quite a bit more damage and crits a little more often. I feel like in Garchomp's kind of the same way, where he gets more power if he hits, like on that 5th attack, he starts, doing more damage. I feel like if they've released an item that like buffed attack speed or something something of that nature, I feel like, Garchomp would be a little more prevalent, and, it obviously buffed Decidueye. And things like Venusaur would find. I would find that Venusaur would probably be a great, attack speed item buff too. So,
say real quick, I don't know if we've asked it yet, but who's everyone maining?
I main 3 Pokemon.
What does that mean? See, you're gonna open up this conversation. It's a can of worms with me, and I will promise I will be quiet if you want me to. But like, how can you main 3 people? What does a main mean? Do we let the mains decide us? Is it who we really want to be the most of the time? Yeah, I was
gonna say my strat. I don't know if I'm solo queuing, I pick last, and I usually always end up with Eldegoss because nobody plays support. But like, dude, I like Eldegoss. Like. Dude, I'm averaging like 75k of damage healed per match, which is usually more than 1.5 teammates.
See, and the world needs more heroes like yourself who are going to wait and support flex. I'm like that in Heroes of the Storm. One of my favorite things to do is to heal, because a lot of the times people play so passively that it's like boring. So at least if if I'm healing, I've got something to do on my side. But then as time goes by, you get a healer with like a bruise ability, or with something clever, and then you could start making some sick plays. Because I'd see it so often, dude, where especially when I'm the person that will also just pick the DPS just because I'm in the mood of DPS and I don't care, or it's like someone else's turn to heal, But and those go poorly usually. Usually that's when you get clipped on.
Yeah. So if I had a choice, I'd go Zeraora jungle, then Blastoise, don't care lane. Then after that, I don't really care. I'll wait.
You do rapid spin or surf?
Surf hydro pump for sure.
That's awesome.
I don't like rapid spin. And like, I don't know if anyone watched Naruto, but every time I hit that surf, I feel like Pain saying almighty push. Just toss people. Yep. But I don't know.
I know. I like that. I don't know Naruto well, but I mean, I can imagine the hype.
Yeah, that's almighty
it's a
push,
big
man.
Wide stun that comes in twice. You land that at the right time, baby.
Yeah, I'm pushing Rotom in, or I'm gonna just troll. I'm gonna be real annoying.
Right.
I'm push your team halfway across the lane and disrupt whatever you're doing.
And that's
that is got just so much utility, right? You can push people away. You can pull them, push them towards your carries or away from them, depending on. You can push them into the wall. They're stuck there for a few. There's just, you can push Rotom. You push the other team out so Rotom can get in.
Tell me how you feel when you watch someone use that big stun ability move to just like push the tank back like half a step. and like now they're on cooldown, and then their team pushes you. How does that make you feel? Because
The way I want them to feel when I do it.
oh, fair enough, because we all make mistakes. I like that. Good approach. But yeah, no, it drives me crazy that like, but it's people out there that have
Exactly.
people bait those stuns out, and so it's the patience when you're support, and a lot of times that support means the stun, means the bruising. It doesn't just mean like it's great how there's so many different positions to play, and you can hear us right now. We're storytelling so well that this is just content that creates itself, right? The passion sits behind the game. The game is good. The content's there, and now the math needs to be done. Which characters are going to be played well? What teams are we maining? What 5 different combinations are we putting together with their skill trees that we know are just undefeatable? And then we're putting that alongside this podcast, on some sort of landing page that allows people to not capitalize, but like look at us not as influencers, but as researchers, right? As people that are out there doing the hard work and then putting some nasty gameplay and clips behind it. I'm super interested in doing that, by the way, if anybody's down to play. Because we got to figure out how to do gamer tags, because I got my thing open, but there's obviously like Pokemon and stuff. So maybe is there a channel that we can?
I mean, it's all in the Discord. I'm
Right.
in there constantly.
Right, cool. I'm getting ahead of myself. You guys are making me very excited, but like I'm down for some game nights. And some
sure.
and some like not just hang out game night. Like I want to do some high tier gameplay. And if anybody's trying to play Halo,
Yeah, I'm down to do some purpose driven gaming.
right?
Yeah, for
There you go.
sure.
I like that. That's a good code word.
Yeah. Mainly, I'm down for Halo, down for Unite. Other than that, I'm probably gonna embarrass myself, but I'll still play it.
Which is, I mean, that honestly, I think that having 3 games, 2 where you're like really good at, and then the couple that you're
I
like
think
comfortable playing, Super Smash
that,
Brothers.
and I think like in the future of games, like Panda's Global securing that official license from Nintendo to actually create a Smash circuit for Melee and Ultimate, like that's massive.
That is nuts. Wait, what? Panda? Who?
Panda's Global, I think it's a Oceanic esports org. But
Interesting.
Nintendo gave them an official license to actually create Smash
cool.
stuff, which is great for the Smash community. But I mean, too bad it wasn't years ago.
No, yes, but no, I remember I told you, look, we're decades ahead of these things. We are
Yeah,
still
yeah,
the Lewis and Clarks. And so this is anytime you see that, you see it as an opportunity and you think about it backwards. Now that they're making it official, now all that's going to do is push the layman, the soccer mom and the other people who don't really know about stuff to start hearing a little bit more about it. It's the Fortnite syndrome, right? When all of a sudden it becomes normal. That's when all of your hard work pays off. Whatever this if we just make a cool little group of 20 dudes and girls or whatever, the people that like hang out with each other and play purpose-driven gaming, that would be an incredible, Web 3.0 community and network, and that would be a success. And then as like a squad, we can totally go to those events in person. I really hope like the world opens up again, because when I went to the Halo event that brought like 12 people together that have been gaming for years and years, that met each other online, never met each other in person, some seriously magical stuff happened. Like it makes you feel like you're like playing and doing all this stuff for a purpose, which is important physiologically, so your brain actually like keeps you hyped.
Well, speaking with like Pokemon Unite, though, it's not like we would be playing in lower tiers anyways, because there's a lot of people in the Discord that are, master tier and stuff too.
That should be
And
teaching
we've all
us.
played. Well, and that's the thing,
I say I was master. I think I'm at
Yeah.
like vet 3 or 4 now. I haven't done any ranks since the season change.
Man, it's been
love that.
wild.
I love
go
that,
on
dude.
large losing streaks, and then I get back to Ultra again. It's just wild. And I solo queue too, so it's a lot harder to do it that way, but
And that's part of the addiction. Honestly, for me, I don't know this how you feel, but I really like solo queuing because it's like a lot harder. But I also really
It is
miss.
real hard.
It's super hard, dude.
I solo queued to master pretty much the first time.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
I
like its
did
own
too.
little legendary challenge, and it's possible, like especially if you
It
start
is.
the more sophisticated of a gamer you become, the more like, hey, I'm here to bruise for my healer. Like I love it when I find a good healer, then like, I'm like the tank, and I'm like, my job isn't to protect the DPS right now. Like it's their job to maneuver around. I need to keep this amazing healer at their level, and so but we learn these things just by going through and just banging our heads against the wall and coming up with them on our own. Obviously, because we are solo queuing, but I think it's time to put like the squad together. You know what I'm saying? Like the Overwatch peeps that can pump out some good content. I'd love to learn more about the Unite and some of the other ones, and I can teach a whole lot about Halo. So
Yeah, I'm down with Unite, and I know we got Indie Game Pulse in the audience. He does all the broadcasting, so like we have a Twitch channel and are able to do some broadcasting and content as well.
awesome.
So or even host streams, amplify. We're down.
Yeah, and that's the key too, is that you want to have your core offering as like a channel nowadays, and then we just have like this network of hosting and supporting one another. And I have this Facebook group chat called the Stream Team, SDREAM. Cool playing little words there, and we support each other. I've gotten a lot of people affiliated, so I've got like a very small armada uh, that like also plays these games that would love to get involved and pick up games or would love to support. So whatever the dreams are with this podcast, dude, let's just keep them simple, and I'm gonna stay as supportive as possible, but also know that I could turn it up to 12 if you guys want at any point in time.
About it.
Do you think they're
Sorry, go ahead, Wolf.
Nah, you're good. It's all you.
You got it. You're the boss.
I was just gonna ask if you guys thought they'd be adding any new maps to Pokemon Unite yet, because they've been pushing out like new playable characters every couple of weeks, but they have not
It's-
added a new map yet, have they?
They did the one with the Halloween event. It was I guess a
The
variant
pumpkin
on a
part.
map that was already in the game.
It was one of the quick battles maps, right?
Yeah, I
With
think
the
it was
pumpkins.
remote. I think is what it was called. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, remotes.
I think they're gonna do the same thing for Christmas, but you'll be throwing presents at people with a present push instead of a pumpkin push.
Nice.
If I had to
I can
guess.
just imagine you walking around as like a fucking present.
I could see them doing that.
They need to do something different. I didn't. That game mode was irritating, and they
I didn't
based
like
a
it
lot
either.
of it. And honestly, Chansey was overpowered in that. Its helping hand counteracted the pumpkin. So
I didn't
if
even
one
think
team
about
had
that.
a chance, if one person had a Chansey and the other one didn't, you were kind of screwed.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think I'm down for a new competitive or ranked map. I think.
Are they gonna have a forge editor in there ever, like community-driven content?
In Unite?
Yeah,
But not.
you don't think so? Nothing ever.
I'd like to see them because I know there's been some rumblings that the next Pokemon that's going to be released is Serena, and then shortly after that, the data miners have figured out that it might be Dragonite. Now, you need to take these things with a grain of salt. They're pulling up this information from like the depths of the the
The
the app or
underbelly of
whatever.
Reddit.
Well, no, they're actually
oh, they're
pulling
actually-
it from the actual app. They'll put in files and stuff to make it easier to transition once the character releases. But so like we don't know if it's like Dragonite is going to be a character that you can play or if it's going to be a boss,
Ooh,
similar to
interesting.
like
Ooh.
Regigigas or whatnot. So take that as a grain of salt. But they've been pretty spot on lately. They did Blastoise. They called Greedent
Sylveon.
and Sylveon. So it's been pretty spot on. But I like to throw out the caveat that it could be something different as opposed to an actual. I'd surmise that Serena is probably going to be an all-arounder. Judging by her stats and stuff, she's pretty bulky and has a pretty high attack. So, similar vein of, Machamp. And I mean, Dragonite has Marvel scale, so I'm assuming it's probably going to be either a tank or an all-arounder. I just, with Dragon type Pokemon, they have that, high level, evolutions and stuff. So I don't want it to run into a Garchomp situation. Yeah.
Do you think they're gonna add any playable Pokemon with the Christmas event or not?
Serena is supposed to come out like December 9th, I think is what they were talking about. There's some
damn.
talk about it being a limited time event, similar to how Zora or the fucking electric rat that gets in the jungle, Zeraora, I think. There's Zeraora and then there's Zeraora. I don't know. The names get me sometimes, but
Zippity.
yeah. But this is all just speculation at this point. I'm not, this is all the information that I've been getting from my resources.
You gotta love a little bit of speculation. That inside info. What could be next?
How have you guys been enjoying the remastered Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes?
I think it's a good outing for a remake. Like it recaptures a lot of the old, you know, nostalgia, I guess. The thing about it is they went really, really soft. They didn't change a lot of stuff. And so like when you battle and stuff, it takes a while. There's just like a lot of pauses and stuff. And that stuff doesn't bother me, but I've been playing Pokemon since, 95 when the first one came out. So, but like, a lot of these new players, I feel like will have an issue with the game being boring and stuff because there's, they don't like to take the time or whatever. The experience share makes it, that aspect a lot easier. All your Pokemon are getting the experience as opposed to just the one that's fighting it. You also get the experience on the catch too, which is nice. But a lot of the yeah, it's monotony, I feel like, is going to drive a lot of the people away. I give it a 7 out of 10.
Do you know about the different way to mine for shiny Pokemon or search hunt, whatever you call it?
The Masudo method. So the Masudo method works as intended, and that's if you breed a Pokemon with a Pokemon from a different region, i.e., like if you breed a Ditto, an American Ditto, and like let's say a Japanese Eevee, you'll get that extra shiny chance. And the shiny charm doesn't work on Pokemon outside of just the breeding part. So they missed the mark on that, honestly. But the chaining and stuff, that's all pretty easy with the it's not the Dex Nav, it's called something else, but it's essentially what they had in Diamond and Pearl original. But it's pretty easy. It's
Do you
pretty
like
easy.
the underground area and how
I
they
love the underground area, man. It's super addicting.
that's there?
Well, and like, you get the shiny statues, and then you can put it in your base, and then you get the bonuses for the attack damage that the shiny statues are in. So like, let's say you get a shiny Charizard, you get a boost. If you put that shiny Charizard in your, base, you get that boost for the fire attacks and the flying attacks, which I think is pretty dope.
Yeah, that's it.
You get access to a lot of the Pokemon that you didn't get in Diamond and Pearl until after you got the National Dex too, which is pretty good because Diamond and Pearl were pretty sparse when it came to fire Pokemon. You essentially only got the starter, Ponyta, and one other Pokemon throughout the entire game until you got to post Dex National Dex, and then you got like Houndour and stuff. So I liked how they opened that up and made teams, a little more varied, if you will. You didn't see so many Lucarios and Star Raptors on the same team all the time. So
Yeah.
I feel like with the way the dungeons work, you could get way overpowered for the story mode too. So that's something you have to watch out for.
That's true. What are
'Cause-
your? Nah, you're
Yeah.
good. You're
Because
good.
it just makes it trivial. Like essentially, it's like turning on God mode because the Pokemon in the dungeon are going to be the same level as your Pokemon in your party. So it's easy to over level to where you are in the storyline.
Yeah. What are your thoughts and expectations for Arceus?
So the thing that I all right. So when you take Zelda, I'm going to use Zelda as an example here. It's like Skyward Sword was a good outing. It was decent. It was a good Zelda game. But then that next step of going from Skyward Sword to Breath of the Wild, and it was just like that wow moment, right? It's kind of I'm cautiously optimistic about that being, or RCS being, Legend of RCS being that step for Pokemon. Because there are things, like the catching and stuff, all that it looks amazing. And I try not to get too hyped on it, but it looks so good. And it just feels like the logical next step in the Pokemon series. And Game Freak has said that they don't want to uh they're going to keep the competitive aspect, the VGC aspect in Sword and Shield. But like I can't see them not taking what they're doing in Legends of Arceus and not implementing that in further games, because that's just logically speaking, and that's the next step, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I feel. I don't know about you guys.
So you think it'll still have a PvP mode?
I think it will, and I think it'll be a small group of people playing it, similar to there was just a small group of people playing competitive Let's Go. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. There was a small community of people just fighting within the parameters of that game and stuff too. So I feel like I mean the Pokemon community as a whole is just so big that I would it's impossible for me to think that there wouldn't be a small community that did the same thing in Legends of Arceus. But I feel like they're gonna take what they learned from Legends of Arceus, and I feel like it might be a sequel, like a Sword and Shield 2. Because they kind of played with that idea with the wild area, so
Yeah.
kind of blending that old with the new.
What Pokemon would you want to see get an alternate form for Arceus?
Uh,
If you had
I
to pick one.
personally, I want to see Absol get a. I think he needs a lot more, or I think it needs a lot more love. I think the Pokemon's a great design and stuff, but it's kind of weak when competitive speaking. It's pretty strong in story mode, but I don't know. Maybe Caesar. I like Scizor.
I like that idea.
I'd love to see Tropius get another form, honestly, or
Ooh.
Houndour.
Yeah. My favorite Pokemon's Chandelure, so I'd like to see them try and do something with that.
What about
Yeah.
Emad?
Mm, Add? I don't know. I'm trying to get my hands on this new Growlithe.
Yeah.
I messed with
Yeah,
that.
the new Rowlet.
Yeah, Growlithe's always been one of my favorites. Seeing the new regional form, like I'm trying to mess around with that.
He looks like he put his face in a giant bowl of
Ice
Miracle
cream.
Whip or something.
Yeah, that's my dude. My dude has that new hairdo all the Gen Z folks are wearing these days. But I don't know. I think Growlithe is like one of my all-time favorites. So considering there's a new form, I'm like
Well, and we haven't
I'm
even seen
overly
what
excited
Arcanine
about
looks
that.
like either, so
But like I'm also super interested to see if all the fossil form Pokemon will be in this because this is supposed to be what thousands of years
yeah.
before. So
Yeah.
I'm expecting to see maybe some more like tyrannical oriented Pokemon, maybe if they're gonna drop some new ones in there, or dinosaur, Jurassic oriented. I think that's the correct way to say that.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool. It's also worth noting that
A
the
new
starters that you
Lapras.
get at the oh, dude,
Lapras.
Lapras is so awesome. It's worth noting that the starters evolutions haven't been leaked at all, or no footage has been seen of like the final evolutions of the starters. So speculation has been going around that there might be, you know, region variants of those three would be Decidueye, Oshawott, or Samurott, and was
Whoa,
it?
what?
Yeah, so there hasn't been official like
Sure, but there could be a different third evolution
yeah. Well,
of
like they did it with
starters.
Obstagoon and stuff. Yeah, but there has been no footage of the evolutions in any of the promotional ads. So there, I mean, you could see region variants of those Pokemon.
I like that idea.
Do you think we'll see like any DLC or expansions for Arceus or no?
I hope so.
Endless.
I'm trying not to get too hyped because I've been burned before, honestly. But
One gamer who hasn't been burned. If you could name that,
Yeah, dude,
bro,
I
you're
think
on to something there.
cough, cough,
we have eternal hope.
cyberpunk, cough, cough.
Yeah. But I don't know. Pokemon's done a good job. Like, if the DLC are anything as, I guess, impactful and expansive as the Sword and Shield DLC, I'll be okay with it.
True. I pay for that, honestly.
Yeah, they're gonna get me even if it sucks. To be honest,
Yeah,
it's just
honestly.
because I don't know. I've played them all. I think a few of us were in the 30, dirty 30s. Dude, we're gonna buy Pokemon for sure.
I'm 34, man, and I will buy every Pokemon piece of equipment I can get my hands on, honestly.
All we have left.
Well, yeah, as Disney takes over the world and Pokemon take over the world, it's I think the main brands are pretty much there. Although I find it fun to go on and like go on the Play Store and just see all these like different little games that also look like they've got their niche, but there's just endless content out there, guys. It's like that's like there's too many games to ever play.
I can
Yeah.
damn try.
I know, I love the yes. And I will if I'm invited, I'll always play a new game. But it's just the
Well, and like
gravity of some of these is
Stardew Valley's creator is just they're talking about
Chocolate Factory game.
yeah, haunted chocolate or whatever it's called.
I mean, I always have a soft spot for indie games too. I have a bunch. I think the majority of my games on Steam are all indie titles.
And how often do you go back and revisit them for a little bit of game time?
Never.
It's kind
Yeah.
of a one and done for me too. Once I beat him, it's like, oh, that was enjoyable.
Yeah, at the end
Have
of
a
it,
good life.
like I'm sort of a graphics snob when it comes to revisiting titles. Like, I want to play something that feels like it should be modern, but I won't hesitate to play something that's, pixel art. Like, I don't know.
Right.
I don't think I found the indie game that makes me revisit it. I'll revisit a board game before I will an indie game.
I like the competitive ones. You guys ever play iDarb?
Oh, dude, I loved
Yeah.
iDarb. That's like
I
a
like.
wet. That's a
Yeah.
weird callback.
Yeah, like he was talking about like the beauty of stuff, and I'm like, sometimes I also love the games that look like it's playing on an Atari, and they're just
Well, in
like
that game, it was
fundamentally
just
dope.
so crazy. Like everything was going. Yeah, it's a fun game.
Yeah, nutty.
Many a drunken nights with 4 friends playing iDarb. Honestly,
You guys are a good crowd. You got good taste in the games. So what's the pace that you guys are trying? Weekly 2 hours of content for like an open podcast, or are you guys gonna try to stick to Halo, Destiny, Pokemon news as it comes out?
I mean, I think regardless of game title, there are always those news pieces that are good to talk about.
Always,
Like,
always. Totally agree with that.
yeah, but I think game specific content wise,
More
I
just, I
mean,
guess,
we seem to be vibing on some Halo
right.
Unite. They're both relatively new, updated. I think they're gonna have massive audiences. I mean, Halo
Totally.
will for sure. I think Unite has the potential to be just a massive game.
well, and the last time I checked, it had some like 20 million downloads, and like, yeah,
dude.
I don't know the
Once
I
they
don't
went
know
on
the
mobile,
congruent. I don't know the congruent numbers, honestly. Yeah, but it hit like 20 or 30 million, which is kind of a lot of.
a lot of devices. Cool. Yeah, I'm thinking more just from the perspective of someone who doesn't know, who's looking at podcast like descriptions to see if that's going to be one of their consistently revisited ones. And I say that because the very beginning conversation about what the open circuit, I didn't watch any of the Halo competitive stuff, and I don't regret it, but knowing that we're talking about some of the pro teams and some of those games, I'll watch definitely the highlights if that's something we want to talk about that week. Or any other homework, because I think we've got awesome high level content, but it'd also be cool to to keep tabs on the CLGs and the Optic Gamings, and then
Yeah, for sure.
talk about strategies and stuff like that too. More purposeful podcasting.
Yeah, I'd be down.
I'm-
That'd be
I'd be-
good.
Yeah.
Good segmented stuff for like shotgun. I'm gonna stop recording now, but there's a few there. Since we're talking like that, yeah, no, I think definitely because that can be segmented and splattered on YouTube to help as like a funnel wise.
Exactly.
Like
You're
those
thinking
10
about it
those 10
perfectly.
minute. That's so like my background's in like marketing and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I like thinking that. So yeah, like multiples of 10 minutes. Anything for that for YouTube to help like drive people in. For
Yeah.
sure. Because using Twitch and Indie Pulse isn't right here right now, but he'll probably be doing the broadcasting aspect, but like he's super savvy. So he'll be able to pull up as long as we have like clips or highlights we're talking about prior to. I mean, we can pull all that stuff up and
Yeah.
like talk about it and put it on screen and actually make somewhat of a sexy production.
I love it. Oh no, gosh, don't even say Subwin. This is like the potential. Once the momentum gets going, this just the silliest stuff starts happening. And I see the potential here very much. And earlier, I think it was Tucker that was crushing a Blastoise overview and was using a lot of great verbiage that would just go for an awesome overlay that could be complemented by some actual Blastoise gameplay that could make a good 3-minute YouTube overview. And that, like you said, just comes naturally from some of the stuff. I like how we've let each other kind of go off down a couple tangents. Sorry, I get kind of, I do go a little too far off
Tangents
sometimes.
are good.
Right.
I mean,
Oh,
it
man,
gives
I
some
was talking
personality.
for a good 10 minutes there, I feel.
And you crushed it. No, and honestly, when we hear you going, we don't want to interrupt you because then that makes our producer's job easier. They just get to go into Twitch and then make the highlight and then maybe download, rip the audio, whatever. But like if we do have these good little runaways, I think because I'm also down for not a whole lot, to have a loose agenda with this. I do honestly prefer that. But as time goes by, just for us for preparedness, we want to have anchors, I guess they're called, because we could do 2 hours of good content with 4 different pieces. Like, all right, let's check on this, and then for 15 minutes, we know that somebody can go on a tangent, and then whatever our moderators could, ping us in Discord to say, all right, shut up, James, you've had your turn. Like we're moving away from Halo onto Pokemon, and take it away,
Yeah.
Tucker.
Because like even like I know for myself, like weakness wise is probably Halo. Very grindy knowledge. Like I can add some Halo color. I've played Halo long enough to add some color to that, but like Pokemon Unite wise, like I can get in the guts of all that shit.
Yeah, you can.
Love it. Love it. I love it. And
We've been in the trenches together, man.
I absolutely love it, because I think that we're gonna get down to like the things we expertise in, and put them onto a table, and go, wow, like this is, I've had a couple of these different experiences with different teams, and like as gamers, we just come to the table with this Knights of the Round mentality that everyone's got a little bit of magic to offer that people can, bounce off, just like support roles. Some people are the DPS, some people are the tank, and it's just like that with little events like, or little productions, I guess, like this, where we put the right purpose behind it, and then it's just about us coming back every week to like keep, tying the bond, so that when I jump into Pokemon Unite, I can be that fifth person that you guys wanted. And when you guys are playing Halo, you know that I've always got your back, because we've developed language inside of, the podcast, which takes a lot of energy, guys. It's really impressive to do this. But yeah, so cool to take it as chill as possible, but also cool to take on some homework. Wolf, definitely let me know about like the competitive scene. I don't know why, I've actually never loved to watch them. Um, I'd always rather play Halo, obviously, but I think that
it's hard for me to watch
yeah,
Twitch and stuff like that. Like I just rather hop
we're
on
players.
and play.
Yep,
Yeah.
and that's just the way it's got to go. Just like I'm not the clip producer. Like I can go in and I always make my clips, but gosh darn it, dude, if I had somebody that was right there that could have just done that overkill, then I might end up putting some music to it and then posting it on YouTube. But because
Have you tried Athena?
oh yeah, dude, yeah,
Athena
absolutely,
too?
yes,
Yeah.
dude, I love that. Yeah, Athena, and then there's like Nvidia has this auto highlighting thing. Facebook is so cute, dude. When you like, I'll stream to Facebook, and then YouTube, or sorry, the AI will just piece like together a highlight, and it's always just so garbage. It just goes by like when I'm screaming the most. Um, which does make for some funny content, but it's when I'm getting wrecked. It's like, no, robot, you're supposed to record when I'm doing the awesome stuff. But I try to keep cool when I'm crushing people. Um, but it just depends on the content, and I'm down to make some content.
Yeah, I need to get a hold
Win
of
some
a PC
games.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I'm about
Because
some content.
I'm running a laptop right now. So I can, if we do the podcast in the future, I could, I have a face cam and stuff. That's not the hard part. It's just I'm running off a laptop, so it's gonna be kind of I
Only do
guess
so much
iffy until I get a
before it shuts
PC.
down.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
what do you want the PC for? You want to start streaming yourself?
Well, yeah, I mean, I want to get clips for Unite for you guys and stuff too, and I can commentate on a lot of it. Things where I could be like, oh, this, here's a situation where I put myself into. Here's how I should have done it, as opposed to how I did do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what we need, dude. And I want to have the X's and O's, and I want to have the instant like replays and the highlights. I've actually had them, so I know it's all possible. It's just like it's a circus, It's how much time and effort do we want to put into these kind of productions, because it will come naturally. And I'd love to see some of that highlight conversation, because I don't know much about Pokemon and I want to learn. And I'm not going to go on YouTube for random people. I don't know why, because Pokemon doesn't pull me that hard. But if the homies are playing, dude, I will practice, because I've had a couple games where I've really disappointed myself, and not been that Charmander, like totally caught it. And some games I've pulled it off, and I'd like to go back, and I think that it's very important that people do this, like to learn to actually like get better at the game. If you want to win more, you got to take some time and talk through it. So I think we're ahead of the game on that. It's actually kind of a high level of thinking, as opposed to like, let's just keep running games, because that's who I was when I was a younger Halo player. I was like, I don't want to think about it. I don't need to go into theater. I don't need to do this. I just need to kill.
Yeah, even just spectating, like we could even just spectate and cast other people's games.
Yes, dude, I'm telling you, that's the most success I've
like
ever had.
Dude, I've been before Halo dropped, I was getting kind of grindy in AOE.
Sure, yeah.
Dude, I'm already I don't know. I used to play a lot of Age of Empires 2, a little bit of StarCraft 2, but AoE 4, man, dude, I think AoE 4 is gonna officially shut down 2. But
Ooh.
dude, there's like one YouTube channel that makes content, and this dude just goes into like the theater and casts other people's matches, and that's
Yes.
all he does.
I love
That's
it.
all he does, and he's getting like, bro, he's getting like 400 to 600,000 views a video now, and like I didn't even think that many AoE players existed.
Dude, they do, and like those numbers, dude, they will happen. They happen so quick, bro. But like the other cool thing is we know like that's where that community is. That's where we
Well,
can
with
go.
Halo Theater, like even if we have nothing to do, we
That,
could go hop
bro.
on my theater or your
Yes,
theater and just
yes.
literally cast our old matches.
And the
Like
spec.
that is still our
Yes.
content.
That is, dude.
That
I,
is
I
still our
love that you
content.
say that, bro. And I really wish that I had like the video files on hard copy of every game I ever played at tournaments. And I didn't. But in 5 years, it's gonna be like, oh, like these high school kids are gonna be going to their first tournaments and be like, oh yeah, I just brought my hard drive with me and like I was able to download all the local clips. And like they're gonna have so much content because you're right. Those are the games we want to go back and it's the ones
Especially
that
when
we
you
play a
finished
lot.
a match and you know you did something filthy during it. It's like, man, we're gonna cast this whole match literally for these 5 seconds of 8 minutes because I did
Yes.
something weird there.
Yes, yes, and dude, like, but that's we're farming. We're content farmers, bro. I'm out there solo queuing in Heroes of the Storm, patiently, like 5, 10 minutes, setting up one play, setting up one team fight, and I know that when it happens, it like my whole universe stops, and like the music plays, that like that gentle classical, and then the chaos on my screen, just everything's blown up, people are dying, and then like I come out of the blackout and I hit Windows Alt G. I record that. I expect Cortana record that, and it goes into a little folder that I play as like my intermission highlights. But like now that I have terabytes and terabytes of that, like you're saying, going back and recasting on that stuff, we have so much content to go over. And when we start getting live games that we do have like a couple dozen people watching that have also played with us, because we don't need 400,000, right? We need like
No.
a couple dozen people that love to
Dude,
just
that 400,000 people was probably realistically like 16 people that just shared shit.
hilarious. Yes, hilarious.
That's all it is,
I love
man.
that you
It's just
say AoE too, because like that's my OG. I have it on Steam too. I bought the remastered.
Yeah, like watching Viper and Drongo and all them. Like, dude,
Yeah.
I love some of that content.
Yes.
It's to anyone, like it's some boring shit too.
Right.
Like
But
it's some boring shit. Oh, this dude has 12 villagers and 3
Right,
farms.
dude.
Like,
Oh, bro, this one time I played in a Microsoft Store tournament, and I knew the only way. This kid looked so sweaty. I was like, the only play I could beat this guy is if I go in early, 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 like with 2 knights, and like start scoping him, scare him, make him think I'm really good. I literally almost beat this guy because of like the funky way that I can play games, because of all the different tournaments that I've gone to, all the different content that we've been exposed to, and it was just fun because like I had no chance at all, but like I actually developed a small strategy that almost took a local guy out. And I used to beat people in fighting games that were pros, and it's just like fun to get back and to do that with a crew, with a crowd, with some people that like enjoy the jousting, that enjoy like the back and forth aspect of it, and aren't really just about the rank. And then we can take nice teams of sweaties and get everybody their diamonds and champions and onyx and Halo. I'll carry all my homies.
Yeah, carry all the homies. No, I'm totally game. I can do these podcasts hardcore.
Dope. Yep.
So
I'm overly committed, guys. I quit corporate, big
yeah, I'm pretty.
Microsoft, and I drive for DoorDash and I make content. I've committed to this grind, and it's so fucking hard. So like to have a good little crew, that's around, like easily to do a weekly thing. But if you guys want to form like some customs and start practicing some of the stuff, just like we had technical difficulties getting this up today, that's the key. If we can be the people that can work through the harder times of setting stuff up, we'll have awesome YouTube channels for people to catch some cool content. We'll get that feeling of validation. And then we'll also be able to squad up with full teams in any genre, any game, and be able to get some good games in. And it's easier if it's like every Tuesday night we know to expect Halo at 8 p.m. So it's like I often push for a schedule just because I know that is the ultimate win. I'm also a pretty like impromptu casual guy. But yeah, cheers again. Kudos to everybody who helped set this up, because this is exactly what gamers in general need more of, and me personally. Hoorah!
Hoorah!
Is there anything that we can do to help right now, Wolf?
Yeah, I
Anything
was just
specific?
Um,
I've just been sitting here painting and listening to them like these Pokemon nerds, I swear.
Bro, don't hate.
And that's
Don't
what
hate,
we
man.
that's
Don't
what we
hate.
want to do, dude. And you guys, that's another
Says
thing.
says the guy who just streamed Mobile Legends. Don't start, bro.
There
Hey,
you
man, I have a
go.
contract, bro. Here.
Yo, that game's a massive game though. It is what it is.
Absolutely. I played a
It's where the
couple.
audiences are. And I
Mhm.
mean, like, dude, there are not many. Hey, let's actually real time.
I
We're
read
working-
I
Go ahead.
read a stat saying that Arena Valor was like the biggest game in the world right now, if you could believe it.
I could believe it because remember, guys, we are the Lewises and Clarks. We're the first generation of gamers. There's one generation above us, like that 35 to 40-year-old age range. Every other one above that kind of merged into the, just the old person and gamer. A lot of guys, a lot of girls and guys I respect, but still, like that 35 to 40 age range is like the first people that even had the chance to look at Ataris that made sense for their age group back then. Now you've got,
Yep.
dude, 300,000 people are born like every day or something. Like it's like this crazy. Like there's so many kids and human beings and devices. These kids are born with freaking devices in their hands, dude. Snapchatted like at the hospital, getting carried
It's
out.
also worth noting that us being in that age range, we've seen it all. There's
Yes, and we have the
there's
appreciation of
there's
sharing a dial-up connection with our mothers.
Bro, dial up.
Like,
answering
Dial
that
up.
phone call when you're in the middle of a StarCraft match.
oh my
Yeah.
God, dude! Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yes. These kids have 4 devices on their Wi-Fi. Like, oh
They don't get
God,
it,
they
man.
don't know, bro.
Trying to download
That's
some Warcraft mod so I can play
yes.
multiplayer. I remember
Yes.
downloading Dota when it was a mod.
Yep, Defense of the
Right,
Ancients. That was
Uh-huh.
good.
right, absolutely. And that's the
Shit was
content right there that like what everybody was laughing at. That's that TikTok content that I really want to make deep down is like how it feels versus how it felt, as time has changed. Or like, dude, how it felt. I'd love to live action role play the way that I feel as I control my Diablo and like
You
get
know
a
what we
mega
need to
kill.
stream? We need to stream if you're talking about how it feels content, we need to hop in a little lobby of some Star Fox 64 now that it's got online
Oh my
multiplayer.
God, dude. And we can
Yeah.
put our
Rather than fucking
webcams.
little tank things.
Yes.
Yeah, like we can live stream Star Fox 64 now.
Yes. Yes.
Which I'm about, dude. I already downloaded. I got the 64 online thing, but man, dude, the minute it dropped, I hopped in and played Star Fox, and dude, that game was a lot
That's
harder than I
hilarious,
remember,
dude.
man. These old games are actually like hard.
Oh yeah, yeah. And our young malleable brains were mutating towards their needs because that's what we are, gentlemen. We are the mutants, the nerds, the wizards, the Jedis, and we are at like less than a 0.01% of our particular age range. And going forward, it's like the largest demographics of gamers is still middle-aged women if you count Peggle and all the other
For sure.
games. So like from here on out, they're looking to us, dude. And from here on out for millennia, guys, this is the first content that we're creating that for thousands of years kids are going to go to their Mulan ancestor temple and like check on like the gameplays that we casted and how they're going to learn from us. And because we're the very first ones, they'll probably honestly like watch our shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? For thousands of years, you're going to have billions and billions of views over time. And, our grandsons are going to be totally chumped because they were the grandsons of the original Michael Jordan, and all the other like legends of our time. And we don't need Super Smash Brothers to come out with their official one. That's the key. Is like we need to make our own little circuits of like the people who truly respect us. And I've done that. Like I've literally I've sat on my couch and I've gone into Halo theater matches live spectate mode, and it was the most absolute rewarding thing to comment and cast on like good friends of mine, people that I knew, and they always played so much goofier. It was so much it wasn't as tight as this other thing. So if we get custom games, we can have even more fun. But gosh, we can matchmake and totally we can
Well,
make a
we can
name for
also do
ourselves out there too.
scrims too.
That's what I mean.
That's also a thing
We
too.
can do sweaty scrims, especially if you're on Destiny. Like I'd like to do funny scrims where like we do use all the really crazy exotic weapons and just make as big explosions as we can, or have like all the same class running PvP online. There's so much funny shit we could do, but it's orchestration. The winners here in this game really are Wolf, the conductors, the people who can kind of keep us keep the boats all going in the same direction. And you just let time handle it. Once the content's out there, guys, it's out. It's the internet does its thing.
I'm definitely in it. I will do whatever I can to help this thing progress because I think, we've got a good foundation here.
Definitely, dude. Definitely.
For sure.
And how does everybody know each other? Is this a big Washington crew? Or
Funny enough, I actually am from Washington, but I got invited here from playing Unite with Wolf, and then I met Snyder too,
dope, cool.
and then we kind of got into the trenches and played a bunch.
Yeah, we did.
And the brother in arms
We
bond are
played a
formed.
whole lot of Pokemon Unite.
Yeah. Then you go from complete strangers on the internet to brothers in arms commanding digital savage assets, doing crazy stuff, making highlights.
Yeah.
And for some reason, that gives me purpose in life, boys. So I'm like, and the other thing I'm really big about is fitness. I'm actually hoping that our passion for Halo and all these other games that there's a lot of sitting. Not that we can't play standing up, but there's just not a lot of encouragement for it. And I think there's a lot of risk that comes with it. So as VR becomes a bigger thing, I'd like to balance out the couch gaming with more athletic gaming and mixed reality stuff too, which I think the whole world's going to transition to really naturally over the next 5 years. But if we have like a cool little gaming community that has that plays together, it'll be so much easier to get off the couch when it's time to get off the couch and go play outside.
Funny that you said that. I actually am a bigger guy, but I can do Expert Plus and Beat Saber.
Right, dude. I love that.
I get at it.
I love that. Yeah, no, I hear you, dude. I still have my 20-year-old body somehow, but I was like a weightlifter and a cage fighter in college because I got picked on really bad in high school, and like I played a lot of Halo, and in between every Halo game, I lifted. And now that I'm older, it's just I've built a really good baseline, so I know a lot of the tricks of the trade that have been able to keep like my body, and I do really well with like eating and stuff, but I still don't have the strength I could have had, and the way that I play games, I could work out just as hard as I used to, and I don't. And it's more about the community. It's more about the encouragement. There's a lot more streamers online that I'm seeing that stand up and get up in between games and just do 10 push-ups, because that is the difference. It's just that that one set of 10 push-ups that you did, and then all of a sudden you kind of like look back over weeks and you're like, wow, I actually did thousands of push-ups. It's the same thing as anything. It's putting in that time little by little.
Yeah, and even from like an extremely nerdy like physiological standpoint, like getting up and moving around reduces your blood stagnation at your peripherals or your fingertips, so you're going to deliver more oxygen there, and like it's actually going to help you. You're going to do better.
Nerd.
Yes, thank you.
Bro,
Yes, talk nerdy to me.
I
Talk
paid for
nerdy
a
to me.
degree
Yes,
to be able to
good.
talk about that shit. So
Good.
my degree is in exercise science and human
Good.
performance.
Oh,
So like, hey,
Good.
it works, man.
There's
Paid like 70 grand to be able to talk about why push-ups are good for gamers.
literally, and dude, and that's exactly what we need is more people. And yes, the ones that have said like I went to school to be an engineer. I have a general engineering degree, which has a lot to do with like building buildings, like theoretical applied mechanics. I was lucky enough to take classes in every engineering, and then I learned I fell in love with software. So I started building apps instead of worrying about like if I'm going to get a job as a building engineer and all that sort of stuff. And eventually led me to Seattle to do all these projects during the middle of the time during the dawn of time where Twitch bought Justin TV, right? And then it came this opportunity, and I was already in the middle of it. I had this huge Halo community, and we went off to the races. But yeah, dude, I would watch these kids at these events with just like the worst posture, and I'm like, you want to know, your 18-year-old self wants to know where it got scoliosis from, and it's right here. And I would say this stuff to these kids, and they're just like, I don't get it. And I was like, no, listen, like you cannot sit in this position because you're gonna build the habit. It might not feel that bad right now, and as a matter of fact, it's magic, guys. The fact that we can sit in a chair and numb 95% of our body, and yet turn our, overclock our brain, and then overclock our fingers to like control these digital avatars, that's human evolutionary weird, if you want to talk nerdy about it. Like, it's just
Yeah.
too weird, the stress we've put on our body, and we've still been able to pull it off. So we have to readapt to that scent where, honestly, dude, if you just worked out during every loading screen and every commercial you ever saw, that would be enough. Like, you just happen to need, you could just do your push-ups and have that. But like, if you had your dumbbells with you, like I've got mine right here, you might be able to do some strength training that gets you there, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden you have a whole generation of kids that are entrepreneurs that are building, their little streaming brands, and they're also physically fit, which is going to keep their parents happy and this other stuff. And it's not that I want to be responsible for that, but I got a lot of nieces and nephews that are going to need better examples than the consumeristic capitalist that is the entirety of my family and the people that surround themselves in their community. And the media, for the love of God, the media, the movies, I love them, but like they just encourage this overindulgence of, and gluttony has not just a food implication, but there's only so much thinking that one should be done on on screen time too. But I enjoy looking and trying to figure out those limits. So like if you're talking from a scientist perspective, dude, that's really good to hear, because there's some hard math to this stuff that we can use to back up some of these more nerdy things, and then turn them into a game, make them fun. Because that's the key to getting people to want to play, making it fun.
Okay. Well, I have another meeting coming up, so I'm about to roll. And I think
All right.
we are going to get a podcast crew channel made and rolls, so that way we can start planning some stuff in there. So I'm definitely down to pump content out.
Love it, dude. Love it, love it, love it. Let me know what I can do to help.
Me
Yeah,
too.
for sure. Yeah, we'll let you guys know for sure. We'll get
Great.
some things rolling.
Yeah, absolutely. You already have, brother. Very, very impressed with you. Keep it all
Bet.
chugging along.
Yep, I shot you a message. Let's hop on some Halo later.
Hey, let's get it.
I'll let you
All right,
carry
guys.
me because I suck. All right, later, y'all.
Take
Later,
care.
guys.
I'm gonna go back to painting. Bye.